how you've conditioned your body over the past however old you are,
Yeah.
all those
Right.
years, right? If I'm 28, how I've conditioned my body over the past 28 years greatly determines the metabolism that I have right now.
All right, let's talk about nutrition a little bit. I think that in my life, I struggle most with nutrition, and I try to compare myself to the ultimate nutrition, and I fall flat when I should be looking at the majority of people in the world where I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you're somebody who is just, quote unquote, a health junkie in any sense of the word, you're probably doing better than the majority of the world when it comes to nutrition,
Hmm.
just because you're probably at least aware of what you're
Yep.
doing, But I would agree 100%. If we've been doing this for a little over 10 years, the first like 7, I had almost zero focus on nutrition at all. It was just all the exercise and the training, uh,
Yeah.
thinking that that was all that was necessary. And then definitely over the past 2 years, maybe 3, but certainly over the past like 2 years, I've just become way more into the nutrition side. Still, I struggle with it. It's still the biggest thing I struggle with, and I'm not an expert, but I've definitely started to take it more seriously, and I wish I had been doing that the whole time.
Do you track your meals?
I love this. So I saw the question that you wrote was tracking, do it or don't. And my immediate response was yes, actually, which might be a little controversial to some people.
Yeah.
But here's why I like it. And this is for me because somebody who's struggled with nutrition not only just struggles with it in the sense of like never paying attention to it, but probably arguably has some basal like food addiction to junk food and shit like that. Like impulsive behaviors where you can't stop eating the whole bag of chips constantly all the time, not once every 6 months, but all the time. So, as somebody coming from that perspective, I would say for me, tracking was huge. Now, I know tracking like MyFitnessPal is a great source. You can, if something has a barcode, you can scan it, it pops up. If it doesn't have a barcode, you can still type it in and search for it. Type in apple, it'll tell you how much is in an apple, how many carbs, fats, proteins. So, MyFitnessPal, using that not necessarily to restrict yourself if you're trying to get started with tracking here, but instead literally just tracking what you are consuming, just so you know what you're
Yep.
consuming. And so that's always my first piece of advice with anybody getting into nutrition is just record what you're taking in. Don't alter what you're taking in. Try not to let it influence you in any way, but just record it
Eat that cookie and write it down. It's
and write
okay.
it down. It is absolutely fine. And if you do that, I mean, minimum should be a week. But if you're just getting started and nutrition seems like this daunting thing, then try to do that. It could be for a month. Who cares? Just
Yeah.
get used to recording it so you know what's coming in, and then you can make decisions from there. That's
Yep.
my personal view on it.
Yeah. When I look at this and I talk to our clients about it, we talk about awareness first. So you're aware of what you do, and normally you eat about the same thing every week, pretty
Yep.
similarly. So once a quarter, we try to recommend a 2 week stint of everything, but only once a quarter.
Of everything.
So
What do you mean?
track everything that
Oh,
you eat.
track everything. Gotcha.
Yep. So if you're doing it more often, that can lead to excessive and unhealthy behavior, and you're just checking in with yourself. For example, with exercise too, you should take a week off once a quarter. Just straight up off. No gym. You can go outside, be active, just leave, clear your head, get a different perspective and clear it out. So I put together a stepwise approach that I want to walk through with you and see how you feel about it. I put first thing, same as you. What foods are you eating? Just the name, not the amount.
Okay.
Apple, peanut butter, bread, taco from Taco Bell. So foods is the most simple first step, and you can do it on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
So my next step would be to measure out or pay attention to total number of calories or how much of each food you're eating.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. I think when I was just speaking here, I was talking about step number two, but I
Yeah.
do agree that step number one is even a better place to start.
Yeah, and that can be as simple as you take out your phone and you just take a picture of everything that you eat. It doesn't tell you how much. It doesn't tell you, well, actually, it does tell you when, because all pictures are time stamped because technology. Actually, Zuckerberg could probably tell you what you're eating better
Yeah,
than you could.
yeah. Google Picture Analytics AI can probably tell you
How
all the
many, what your macro splits are.
exactly,
We should
exactly.
just write to Google about this. But so total calories is going to be like the next step for me. And when we talk about how much, when you first start tracking, don't care.
Exactly,
Doesn't matter. Just pay
exactly.
attention to it.
And the thing is, like, that's interesting, is because there are, when it comes to calories, there's always these arbitrary recommendations that are out there of how many calories you should be eating, but it can vary so much from person to person.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have the same body type, or even if you're similarly active as well, how you've conditioned your body over the past however old you are,
Yeah.
all those
Right.
years, right? If I'm 28, how I've conditioned my body over the past 28 years greatly determines the metabolism that I have right now. So I might be better on 2,200 calories. Somebody who maybe looks like me and is similarly active, that person might need 3,200 calories. But it's like, you know, a lot of these recommendations are arbitrary. So when you're tracking to see
Yep.
how many calories you're consuming, don't worry what it says.
Yeah. The more generic the recommendation, like the less applicable it is to you.
Yes.
Eat 2,000 calories a day. Why? I'm active. I'm not active. I work out. I don't work out. So total calories is the first thing that we're actually going to pay attention to. So when we talk about foods, if that's where you stop your journey, my only recommendation, and this is going to be a constant, is more veggies. Just make sure every picture you have has something that's a vegetable. Now, when we talk about total calories, same thing. I want to start seeing some vegetables in there. That's like, if you eat a lot of vegetables, you're going to be a healthy individual.
Yeah, chances are, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So then after we're talking about quantity, how many calories a day is right for you? There are 1,000,001 calculators out there. It doesn't matter which one you use, just stick to the same one for precision, not necessarily accuracy.
Yeah. What do you think about this, though? Going back to what I was just saying, you don't know how many calories you're eating. You don't know how many calories you should be eating, but you start tracking and you figure out how many you are eating. You
Mhm.
still don't know how much you should, though. And so maybe let's just go with the easiest goal is to lose weight. I would argue that you don't even need a calculator. You
Yeah.
simply look at what it is that you're consuming. You know that you've been eating 3,000 calories a day, and just aim for start off with like 200 less.
Yeah. A 10% decrease is a solid move.
Yeah. So I would argue you don't necessarily even need a tracker or a calculator. I mean,
Hmm.
if because I've tried them in the past, and you get so many different results, like you're saying, which is why you got to use the same one. You're not even sure if that one makes any sense, though. I think instead of going from not knowing how much you're eating to whatever the calculator says, you're going to have better luck figuring out what you're eating and just lowering it if that's
Yeah.
your goal to
Yeah,
do.
for sure. That is definitely a better next step than what I described. So it's simpler. Just eat less and your weight will go down. Eat more and your weight will go up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say don't even worry about a daily total. I would worry about a weekly total when we're looking at the big picture.
Yeah, I agree. I think daily total helps you keep on track for
Yep.
that weekly total. But if you vary by a couple hundred over one day and then a couple hundred under another day, like that's totally fine.
It's normal. There are things that get in the way.
But being
Now,
human.